Welcome back to another review, this time for the Donghua, the fated magical princess who made me a princess, which had 16 episodes and was airing in autumn of 2025. Synopsis on any list. The story of Athanasia, forsaken princess of the Obelian Empire, ends with her execution at the hands of her own father. Or does it? Her tragic tale is the plot of the novel The Lovely Princess. Fannao, a modern woman who read the book, has just woken up as baby Athanasia herself, filled with her own memories and knowledge of the story she's stuck in. Determined to survive her doomed fate, infant Athanasia embarks on this new life with a plan: avoid attention and hoard valuables to fund her escape. When her plan goes awry, she suddenly needs to charm her way into the good graces of her father, the beautiful tyrant emperor, so he doesn't kill her again. So we have a princess who had a bad end and now has more or less a second try, essentially. Now we have our princess Athanasia, you see in the picture. We follow her from the very beginning, from a small child, and she has this dream of a potential future where she grew up, never got acknowledged by her father, and because she was craving that acknowledgement, she turned to dark magic, which then in turn led to her execution. In this life, she tries a different approach. She tries to get valuables, which she successfully does, and she tries to run away, escape, take the money, take her, most trusted maid, and just go off into the sunset. Now, as is stated in the synopsis, doesn't really go her way, and she now has to try to win over the emperor. And that is what the story is mostly about. We continue following Athanasia as she tries to not meet that bad end. It is a pretty well done animation. In this case, Donghua. Sorry for the pronunciation. Very well animated, very beautiful shots, very well done. The story itself, very interesting. We find out what this whole, seeing into the future is really about, seemingly. What we find out what really is going on. There seems to be some intrigue behind the scenes. We find out more about the emperor, more about Athanasia, more about the other characters involved in the story, naturally. And it is very interesting. Now, the most pitiful characters in the story are Athanasia and Jeanette, because both of them are more or less the same, a different side of the coin. Both of them want to be acknowledged by their family. Both of them try their best, and both of them have nothing really bad going on. They are not really evil. They don't try to be bad. They just want to be acknowledged. And I find it a little bit heartbreaking that in my opinion, both should just get a happy end. We will see how it goes, because the story is not finished, even though it is 16 episodes, which I am totally for giving a series more episodes or even less episodes if you get everything across, similar to like Takopi's Original Sin. 6 episodes, you didn't need more, it was a good amount, it got everything across. Here we spent a little bit more to have a somewhat interesting end to the season, to make you excited for the next season. Did it really need it? I don't know. Probably could have probably did not need 16 episodes, but I don't really know the source material. But pleasantly surprised nonetheless, because the animation is really, really well done. I do have to admit, it is really nice to see that we have an industry that is going to rival the Japanese animation industry, so that we get more high quality, hopefully more high quality shows to watch, instead of something like One Punch Man season 3. Because that is, in the end, we as the consumer are hopefully just going to win by getting more good stuff to watch. Apart from that, I like the characters. Athanasia, you know, as a small child, I like her character. I like the mage, the dad. I can totally understand the emperor, where he's coming from. We find out a little bit more about his background as well, which is interesting. This show, I feel like, is a pretty good show. Not really much else to say. I would show animation examples, but last time I got flagged, so not gonna do that this time. So let's just go to ratings. AniList 77%, my anime list 7.86, and I would say a strong 8 out of 10. If you are interested in shows that have a similar synopsis, you know, give it a shot. It really has nice animation, good art style, beautifully realized shots. It is a really good show.